Great, so this video is going to be all about shading. So after you draw your shapes, you can practice shading your shapes. So again, when we shade our shapes, the shades need to go, like the darkest values need to go on one side of your shape. So the easiest way to do it is to put your values on the side of your shape, because it just acts as like a natural stopper. So since my sphere is shaded to the right, I'm going to go in and do the same thing. I'm going to work from left to right, so I'm not running my hands through the shapes. So starting off, I'm always going to start off with my shadow. It's going to start from the front of the shape, go back at an angle. So if you imagine it is just straight across from the bottom of the shape and then it angles up. It's just a little. This would be my second value. So it's not going to be as dark as the shadow. Okay, so it's hard to see on my video, but this is just a little bit darker than that. And then for my third value, I'm going to apply less pressure. And then I'm also going to do the top, but I'm going to do it at an angle. So however far out I come on the top, I want to make sure I come that far out on the bottom. And then just like before, I'm going to blend it with my finger. And then I am going to kind of blend it out onto the shape a bit, so that way you have a good little transition. So that would be my first one. On this one, it's just like the circle. We're going to do a little, like a little C underneath. So tiny little shadow. This would be my second value. I'm stopping so I'm not getting into the top of my shape. I'm going to apply less pressure to get my third value. And then same thing with the top. Second value, third value, and notice I'm curving it when I do it. Then I'm blending, coming out towards the center. So if you notice when I'm blending them as two different values. So I did this part, then I did this part. So for this shape, starts from the front, comes out at an angle, connects, that's my darkest value. Second to darkest value. Third value. So it's lighter. I'm applying less pressure. I'm blending with my finger. Okay. Cube, same concept. Come from the point, go at an angle, connect. Second to darkest value. Just like on your when we did value, you wanted it to be even. So like when you guys do those value scales, we're going to make sure that we're keeping an even pressure and I'm getting the whole shape colored in. If not, it's not going to make sense. Same thing. I'm going at an angle. This I'm going to darken up because it looks pretty similar to that other value. Blend it. And then same concept. I'm going to do the front. Notice I'm just doing the front. I'm not getting into this part. I'm just doing the top. I'm not getting into this part. Because I want to be able to see this is the top. This is whatever. And this is the side. This is the top. So sometimes I might have to go back over those lines so you can see them. So this is curved, so my shadow will be curved. Second value, I'm applying less pressure. I got that little bump because there was something on my table. Coming out into the shape. Okay, so I have successfully shaded all my shapes. So if you have drawn all your shapes successfully, if you have done all your values successfully, then you may go on to the level 4 skill, which is going to be complex shapes.